Hey, hello, how are you? It's Yvonne here from Women's Fitness Adventures. Welcome to Monday Night Live for the 27th of February. Can you believe we are 2 months into the year already? So welcome. Monday Night Live is something I have been doing on different nights for the past probably 7 years, and it's where I share a wrap-up of what's happened in the week, the key questions that I get asked about hiking and adventure from the mindset or the perspective of a woman generally somewhere in her 50s, but can certainly be, any age and any gender for that matter as well. So tonight I'm going to talk about the hiker's mindset because I've had lots of questions over the past week about this. I've seen lots of situations as well about the hiker's mindset and lots of different ways to view this. So I want to share this really important topic with you tonight. So if you are watching live, please let me know. And hello, Sandra. Remember, I can't see you. I don't know what you're wearing. I don't know who you are. Unless you say hello, I still can't see you, but I can actually then say your name. So thank you, Sandra. And feel free to ask away with any questions that you might have. So if you don't know me, I'm Yvonne Shepherd. I'm the founder and CEO of Women's Fitness Adventures. We are now in our 9th year, so coming up to our 9th anniversary in May. So very exciting. So hello, Patricia. Hello, Carolyn. And hello, Alethea as well. So tonight I'm talking about the hiker's mindset. And one of the things that we start or have in all of our adventure terms and conditions and details on the website, and hello, Ellen, is that it is important to come along with an open mind, ready for an awesome adventure, whatever the weather, whatever the group. And it is really important that, as a hiker or a potential hiker in the future, or potential in the future is the same thing, or as a potential hiker or someone who wants to get back into it, that we really adopt ourselves a positive hiker's mindset. And that mindset starts from as soon as we begin thinking about our hiking adventures to well after we return from our hiking adventures as well. And, we field questions about weather all the time. Is the weather, we can't go because of the weather, I'm only going if it's not raining. I'm in Queensland, so it weather doesn't really, the heat affects us here. I'm not hiking because of the heat. So the hiker's mindset is, your mindset, whatever you choose it to be, but really being open to, change and whatever comes with that. So I know in some of the southern states of Australia where it rains a bit more regularly than here, if we said we were only going hiking in fair weather, then maybe we wouldn't have the hiking highlights that we have for today, because weather is part of it. And, we can't control the weather. We can't control, changes to itinerary, and I'll share a story about that in a moment. We can't control changes to things that happen beyond our control. But what we can control is our response to that. So let me just check in with a few of you and I'll come back to that. So hello, Ellen. Hello, Margaret, already there for New Zealand. I will see you this time tomorrow night. Hello, Beth. Missed you this morning. Hello, Gay. Hello, Marianne. And hello, Leanne as well. So one of the things that happened this morning on Hike About, which is our weekly hiking training session that we have in Brisbane, is that the path, the trail, that the loop and the session that I had planned, unbeknownst to me, the track that we were going to walk down was closed, and we had to take a nearby but alternative route. And the alternative route was a little bit, quite a lot steeper. It's one that we don't normally go down. And when we got to the top of that quite steep trail, we had our warm up and we had our briefing about trail conditions and how to go down the trail, what options you had, what pace, how to look out for yourself. And when we got to the bottom, it was, the ladies on our hiking this morning needed to be applauded because, over the space of, for some relatively new hikers and others who have been hiking with us regularly on a Monday for years, was that there was no at the top, I'm freaking out, this is overwhelmed, I'm not doing this, starting to panic. It was, okay, I've got this. I'm going to break this trail down for what it means for me. I know how to do this. I know I have the skills. And if I don't have the skills, I have the support here to ask for the skills. I know that I am safe. And I know that if I do it my way with my own mindset of I am confident and I can step into this, then I will manage successfully to get to the bottom of the trail. And it played out like that. It was amazing. And one of our members who has been hiking with us for a long time, I remember in her first year of hiking downhill with us, I was holding on to her backpack because she was quite terrified of walking down hills, and now she is the one striding out in front. And it is that consistency of showing up each time and having the mindset that I did this the last time, I can confidently do this the next time. I have all the skills inside me. I have the knowledge inside me. I just need to tell my head that I have the confidence that I can do this. And if I'm not rushed, if I'm not surrounded by people, if I'm not letting anxiety and worry get the better of me, then I can do this. And this morning was absolute living proof to that hiker's mindset. So hello, Brod. Hello, Meg. Hello, Alison. So, the other thing is the hiker's mindset is all about being adventure ready in our mind. And when we adopt the right mindset, we adopt the right approach to our hiking. And that we were talking about this on our Sunday morning social walk that we do inside the membership. I think most of you watching are members. But the hiker's mindset in terms of our safety is how much do I carry in my pack? And we look at other people and think they're not carrying much, or they're carrying too much, and we can easily judge people by what they're carrying in their pack. But for me, always what I carry in my pack is the mindset for me that should something happen, and generally it very rarely does, should something happen, then I have in my pack what I need to keep me safe and fix any problems should it arise. And that to me is really, really important, and that underpins the whole philosophy of us at Women's Fitness Adventures, that we will never put you in an unsafe situation. You may feel uncomfortable because you haven't done it before, but you will never feel uncomfortable because it is unsafe. And to me, showing up to a group that has that type of attitude to safety helps me with my own hiker's mindset become really, really even more confident. So when I was recently hiking in Patagonia, we had a guide there, and the guide had a full backpack, and in his backpack he also had a yoga mat. And to those of you who aren't familiar with some of the safety protocols on a hike like that one, which was a lot of rock scrambling and a 22-kilometer return day where there was lots and lots of very strong wind and snow and hail at times, was that if someone were to fall over and hurt themselves and would not be able to walk out, then a yoga mat, when accompanied by perhaps some hiking poles or some sticks or branches, also doubles up as a stretcher. So, for me, that was absolute, in my hiker's mindset, reassurance that he was the guide that I needed to be with for me to feel safe in my hiking skills for that day, and for my mindset as a hiker to be in the right place. But also, we'll see people out on the trails, or I often get asked, we're going to an alpine condition with our hiking, and this is in our Couch to Mountain program. And, one of the criteria that when you go alpine, or you go somewhere perhaps like, Victoria or South Australia, or definitely Tasmania, is your raincoat, and making sure that Gore-Tex or equivalent raincoat is always sitting in your bag, because that mindset of should you get wet, and where that could lead if you get wet and cold, versus the mindset of I'm confident that I have in my pack the right things I need to keep me safe on the trail. But we have an acronym that we share with our hikers when we go on a multi-day adventure, when we do our online team get-togethers, which we do, we've got lots happening at the moment. It's called the PATH. And the PATH is an acronym for PATH, or that's what it spells. It's for preparation for adventure, for thinking, and for honor. And it's not around the gear and equipment that you have, although that falls into it. The mindset is around, P being the preparation. So when we embark on an adventure and we a multi-day adventure, and we've chosen who we want to go with, and whether that's friends or whether that's with a company, the preparation is about that commitment to you and commitment to others, because you've booked into this thing, you've about to dish out or already have some, hard-earned dollars and your even more precious time to get ready for this hike. So your preparation is about your time, and it is about your skill level and your hiking fitness, and that mindset of getting ready and being part of a team when you go on an adventure. And the preparation starts as soon as you book into it. And if you choose not to do that preparation as you step into it, then your mindset takes a bit of a hit, but you also are signaling to yourself that this is probably not a priority. And if that's kind of happening at that time, then the mindset might be that, is this really the thing that I need to do? If I'm super excited and I've paid my dosh and yet I can't commit, then is this really the thing for me? So that preparation is about the mind. It is about, the path ahead of you. What are you prepared to move aside to commit? And I believe that anyone with the right hiker's mindset can come from any level of fitness to achieve any level of hike that they choose to, with the right mindset. And I know that priorities get in the way. And I know right now, for most of us, the year has not gone to plan. The year has started off so much faster than any of us anticipated. And lots of things have piled in and got in our way. But at some point, we need to come back to the reason for us, and how what fills our cup and makes us nourished. What are we doing to make sure that we are still in that mindset of that space? So P of path is for preparation. A is for adventure. So being fully engaged in the adventure. Where are you going? What do you know about it? Why is that important to you? What is dragging you towards that? Is it the people that you're going with? Is it the place? Is it the place being the landscape, or being iconic, or having some significant meaning to you? Getting strong and secure around the mindset of why that adventure is important to you will be that North Star that pulls you forward. And that's really important. And then T is for think. Before and on the adventure, thinking about the overall gain of what you have achieved. And, I had the pleasure, and some of you who were on Sunday Morning Social were able to hear this conversation, of listening to the female world record holder in the women over 50 age group for the marathon, Krishna Stanton. And she also was, 1, 2, 3 Australia for the Commonwealth Games for the marathon. And I was listening to her on Saturday morning in a running program I went to, and how she had setback after setback, but she kept focused on what she wanted to achieve. And the overall gain of what she achieved in the end was these medals, but she never, it was never really about the medals. And if we think about when we embark on an adventure, and each week we focused on our training, we're focused on, all aspects of the adventure, from the history to the location to the geography, all the elements of it. What will we gain from that adventure? How do we interact with that space and that location? And there's a theory called I can't remember the name of the theory, but when we go somewhere, we can interact with the people and the locals, and that's what we do on all of our adventures. We're fully immersed and give back to that environment. Or we can choose to go somewhere and hang out in a resort, in a hotel room, and never leave that location and mix with the town that's outside. I think it's called the interactive theory or something like that. And it's where you go and you engage and you interact and you fully immerse, that change happens, that transformation happens. And the hiker's mindset, to me, is where you go away and interact and immerse and be involved, and come back a different person. And that's where the magic happens. And that's all part of the hiker's mindset, that even if it is like today when we went on our hike and we changed our path and we all adapted and had that hiker's mindset of, okay, I'm always hiking regularly and I have that mental preparation. I am fully engaged in being here. I'm not freaking out. This is just another way to tackle a trail, and I have the skills and I have the confidence, and I'm here today. And what have I gained overall? And today, out of the 9 years we've been doing Hike About, I would say we gained probably the most today, because we gained that, our key learning was that we could literally go into any trail in any condition and know that we had the skill and capability to do that. And I think that that is so important, because often we embark on multi-day adventures looking for, they'll look after me, they'll get me through, they'll do this, they'll do that. And of course, when you come with us, we do, but I can't vouch for anyone else. But, looking at what you can gain overall by putting in that effort and having the right mindset to start with makes it so much easier for you to enjoy and encourage that adventure. And then the T of path, the H of path is the honor, to cycle back to what you have learnt each and every time you go out on a trail, to don't stop, just to keep building on those skills and the fitness and the knowledge that you gain about yourself and your gear and your equipment and other people and the trail conditions and all that sort of stuff. And then to give that back, to pay that forward, to honor what you have learnt and, encourage or inspire or enrich someone else by giving them the gift of what you've learnt and your motivation and your expertise, and maybe sometimes not your expertise, sometimes, what you're still hoping to learn, and sharing that with others. So the path is really what a hiker's mindset is about, and about being adaptable, about being open in the mind to adventure. That weather will change things, and itineraries will change for reasons of safety more than anything else, and often turn out to be a better itinerary. And if we get hung up that things aren't exactly as they're written, and if we get hung up that things don't go exactly to plan, then we're missing, I think, the most cherished thing about the hiker's mindset, and that is that hiking is about adventure, and adventure of the body, and adventure of the mind, and adventure of the spirit as well. So I think that's really, really important. So let me just check in. Who else is here? Hello, Kay. Alethea says, just learnt yesterday the hiking pole also acts as a splint in case of a snake bite. Absolutely, it does. And, I love that you guys are always adding in these comments to our Monday Night Live, because to me, it is all about, you are prepared, you are having that adventurous mind of, okay, I need to, I'm happy to go out on the trails. I'm happy to be a hiker, to have that adventurous spirit, and to be safe at the same time. And knowing the questions to ask, knowing it within yourself, what is it that I need? What is it that I don't need? Okay, I'm back. Hope I'm not frozen solid. I'm back. What was I going to say? Hiking is also about the adventure mindset. Let me know if you can hear me again. The adventure mindset is all about decluttering as well. We can always find people or find solutions or find stories or find social media that tells us that tells us what we want to hear. So if we are, booked on something and looking and not doing the training and going, oh, I don't know, blah, 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 and you're wanting to be talked out of it, go find someone who will talk you out of it. If you are, I want to do this and I'm not sure, but I really want to do this, go find someone who will talk you into it. We can always find the information or the answer or someone to validate what we're thinking if we choose to. But also if we're, looking for bad weather, we can always find some news report that will give us bad weather. If we're looking for, should I take less gear or more gear, we can always find someone who will tell you, oh, take less or take more. I think for me, the mindset is that weather is weather is weather. So long as you know whoever you're going with, or if you're going by yourself, that should the weather conditions change, that you are in, a good position to handle that. But also that, if the weather conditions change before you set off, are you going to be safe or unsafe, and perhaps a change of plans is needed. But also, we can seek out news reports and we can seek out stories that will validate. There is so much clickbait out there on social media of, Fiji is having a cyclone, beware. And yet Fiji might not be having a cyclone, might not even be on the radar for another 3 years. So we can always find stories to validate the mindset that we want as a hiker. And I think having clear in our heads about what's important to us, what we want our hiking adventures to be, how we want to show up, how we want to come home, how we want to behave. For me, being fully immersed, having that absence of being distracted, being in the moment, means you get so much more enjoyment out of it as well. We're not thinking about what if, how come, thinking days and days ahead of I've got that bridge I have to cross. Margaret, I'm just going to share that. The weather forecasters are not always spot on with their forecasts. Just enjoy your hiking, whatever the weather. And, some of the best hikes I've had have been in the rain. Totally unpredicted, some of those best moments ever. Declutter for your best hiker's mindset. Declutter those stories that you might be telling yourself or that you might be hearing that start to interfere with your positivity around hiking, because in my world, whatever hike you want to go on, you can do if you put your mind to it and make space for it. And if you find the right people, you can easily be supported and taken along. And if you seek out not the wrong people, but if you seek different advice, you'll always find the advice that you're looking for. So let me just share a couple of quotes here. Ellen says, often what you didn't expect created the best memories. Absolutely. And, some of the stories we have, some of our adventures we literally say first adventure, which sometimes means it might never happen again. And some of those have stories that will never make it to public domain, that we might talk about them. Which is always why it's best to get on one of the first ones. And Sandy says it's about being prepared for all and any adventures. Absolutely. And, there was this one trip we went on in Tasmania many, many years ago, 2016, and where we were supposed to go had been burnt by fires and no one could access there. So the trip was totally different. And the mindset of our hikers was amazing. And, pretty much if you go with any organised group, in the terms and conditions, the itinerary will say may be subject to change due to weather conditions. So if you don't read fine print, then I'm telling you now, that's in most fine print. Anyway, we hiked up this beautiful mountain. We're the only ones there, and it was pouring with rain. And one of our fondest memories, Jane will tell you, is of standing on this mountainside trying to eat soggy, rain-laden sandwiches. And we still look at each other when we think about that and laugh to this day, because it is still so funny and such an amazing experience. And I think that, the more of those experiences, the more things don't go to plan, and we build that confidence and encourage from and gain our self-courage from that, the better our hiker's mindset, the more we're flexing that hiker's mindset muscle. So we can be as fit as we can be, as hiking fit as we can be. We can have all the hiking skills in the world. We can have the right gear and all the right equipment. But if our hiker's mindset doesn't match any of that, then, there's a big third of your adventure that is missing out or not being enriched by not having the right hiker's mindset. So, it's oh yes, Sandy, I remember that. One of the best hikes I went on was our mystery one. We had a mystery weekend where we all met at our various airports, and no one knew where they were going. And we ended up in Sydney on an adventure, and it was really amazing because there was no itinerary to follow that anybody knew of. So whatever we delivered, there were parameters. No one, everyone knew what they were getting in for in terms of hiking conditions and what to bring and stuff, but the exact location and trails were unknown. And that was just a hoot. I remember I have not laughed so much. I was hurting in my stomach from laughing so much that weekend. Patricia says, one of my most favourite hikes was in the torrential rain when I first moved to Queensland. We were all very wet and we laughed so much. Absolutely. And I think that the more we can flex that muscle of being in the moment, of appreciating that sometimes things do not go to plan, of showing up. Okay, so we got this rush on a mystery hike now. Okay, we'll look into that. We love our mystery hikes. It was a hard one for some of those travel insurance companies to get their head around, but that's all right. We just tell them it's like one of those Qantas mystery flights that they used to have. But, in your mindset, declutter, get rid of the stuff that's not working for you. Get rid of the social media feeds that don't fulfill you. Get rid of those, or stop listening to those people who fill you with doubt and questioning yourself, because as I said, and in my world and in the Women's Fitness Adventures world, everyone is capable of doing whatever hike they choose, provided they get the right mindset and are willing to commit to the training. So that is a little bit about the hiker's mindset and what we talk about inside Women's Fitness Adventures community. Also what we cover a lot in our Couch to Mountain, and those applications for Couch to Mountain will open Friday week. So if you are interested in Couch to Mountain, drop us a note here, or if you're watching, if you know someone who is interested in Couch to Mountain, please reach out and let us know. Also, we cover that a lot in our Adventure Ready for Hiking course, and I know one of our people watching here tonight is in that course as well and off with us on an adventure. I just want to share a couple of things happening this week inside Women's Fitness Adventures. Our Ready, Set, Go meeting, so online meeting, which covers all of that for Great Ocean Road, is on tomorrow night. We are off to New Zealand tomorrow. Some of our members are here or they're already watching. So we start our New Zealand North Island Hiking Explore. And no, it has not been affected by recent weather. And yes, the weather is looking good, but if it rains, we have the right hiker's mindset to deal with whatever comes our way. We have our cardio boost on Tuesday as well. And we have a couple of adventures that are looking for people. So our Trek the Pyrenees in France and Spain in September has only 5 places remaining. So if you are thinking of it's a moderate to moderate plus hiking adventure, 120 kilometers crossing the French and Spanish Pyrenees on the little known I can't remember, Camille de Sentier circuit. There's nothing technical about it. It is, ascents and descents, of course, and we stay in refuges overnight. So you just need to carry change of clothes and a sleeping bag. But all foods are cooked there, and we take our lunch with us, and there's hot showers, and there's even a bar at night in beautiful, secluded in the Alps. And we finish in a town, in a hotel that has a day spa hotel. It's a spa hotel. So that is a wonderful, and I said, first one we're doing there, and often the first ones are the best ones and often don't get repeated. So if you are tinkering with that one, I would jump onto the website now. There's only 5 spots remaining for that one. Yep, Angela, off to your menopause course. Excellent. So that's it from me. I will pop in next Monday for Monday Night Live, but it probably won't be at this time. We are having our celebration and awards dinner, which we do at the end of every multi-day. And that happens to be next Monday night in Auckland. So we may get the whole gang together and do a Monday Night Live, but we may not. We might just pop in during the week and give you the lowdown on our mindset and how we're going in New Zealand. So thank you for watching. If you would like to become a member, then jump onto the website and click join now. But otherwise, lovely to see all of our adventurers here. See you tomorrow, Kim. You're at the airport. I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, everyone have a great week. And I look forward to catching up with you from the land of the long white cloud. And till then, stay safe. See you, Lorraine.